You, the chosen ones, stood up against the great challenges that you faced, and your spirit stayed unbroken even in the darkest moments when the journey appeared unattainable. The journey was not intended to be simple. Rather, it was intended to put your determination to the test, to determine whether you would give in to the pressure of expectations or whether you would rise above them. You did in fact rise. It is impossible to adequately describe the grace with which you handled storms that would have caused others to capsize. Getting to the destination was not the only thing that made you successful. What made you successful was the manner in which you traveled, with dignity, with purpose, and with a light that refused to dim. The present moment is yours to possess. The cosmos acknowledges what you have accomplished when a great number of other people were unable to do so. You were not chosen at random. Rather, you were selected because something within you shone with a different brilliance, burned brighter, and reached higher. It is now time to celebrate not only what you have accomplished along the road, but also who you have become along the way. This is the moment to commemorate your journey. You have the right to appreciate your win, and you have the right to cherish this moment. As the selected ones, you have triumphed over insurmountable challenges with an extraordinary grace. Have a party for yourself. You have worked hard and deserve every bit of this honor. Those individuals who were once a part of your sacred area are now standing beyond the confines of your jurisdiction. Their inner turmoil is not the result of love. Rather, it is the result of the shock of seeing you ascend to a higher position. It is not the absence of your essence that causes them to feel a sense of loss. Rather, it is the lack of access to your power. Their communications and their attempts to get back in touch with you are examples of frantic attempts to get their hands on your energy. It is important to recognize these attempts for what they actually are: energetic vampirism that is camouflaged as reconciliation. Your light draws in those who are both evolved and those who are depleted. These transient connections, situationships, and conditional attachments have all faded away, revealing the purity of your path. The relationships that you have outgrown served their role in a prior chapter or chapter. You have developed a sharper sense of discernment, which enables you to differentiate between true alignment and energetic opportunism. The jealousy that is directed toward you provides as evidence that you have reached a higher level. These lower frequencies are only capable of reacting to higher vibrations with either reverence or envy. Their attempts to decrease your light, whether by gossip, sabotage, or psychic attack, are unsuccessful because your spiritual immunity is strong enough to withstand them. Keep your steadfastness in your sovereignty. In the absence of your authorization, the souls that you have freed will not be able to retake space within your kingdom. Their cries become less audible with each passing day as the gap between your vibration and theirs grows to the point where it is no longer possible to reconcile the differences. You are now a stranger to those who formerly knew you, yet you are wearing skin that is recognizable to them. The very essence that they recognized has transformed into something that is beyond their ability to comprehend. What they consider to be rejection is really a reflection of their inability to harmonize with the frequency that you are now operating at. You have broken the energetic attachments that were once draining your life force through the cord-cutting rituals that you have undertaken, whether consciously or unconsciously. When you experience phantom pain, it is not a sign of yearning. Rather, it is the culmination of the healing process for the energy wounds that were caused by these extractions. You're not here by chance. Feel the pull? Tap Join to unlock truth, purpose, and a tribe that gets it. This is more than a membership. It's your calling. The time you spend by yourself serves a holy purpose. During this period of energy quarantine, your field is protected from pollution, while your new vibration is gradually becoming more stable. Get yourself ready for the union of the divine. An individual soul whose frequency is identical to the higher vibration that you are currently emitting has been identified by the cosmos as your counterpart. This link is not limited to romantic interpretations. Rather, it is a manifestation of the spiritual alignment of cosmic significance. This entity enters your domain with a sense of awe and respect. This particular soul arrives with their own light fully ignited, and rather than attempting to take, they are looking to magnify through sacred exchange. This is in contrast to others who are seeking to drain your energy. Their journey is similar to yours. They were shaped by fire and tempered by adversity that followed. Instead of feeling like a discovery, the recognition that occurs between your spirits will seem more like a recall. It is possible that your electromagnetic signatures will resonate at frequencies that are harmonious, so producing a symphony that the universe itself will pause to observe. This link was previously predetermined before the beginning of your current incarnation. This coupling is a representation of the coming together of twin flames who have both achieved success on their own respective paths. It is only the sacred union of two full beings who have chosen to create something that is bigger than the sum of their parts that exists between you. There is no rescue mission between yourself. Through the simultaneous occurrence of various dimensions, the communication that takes place between you will circumvent the constraints that are commonplace. When you communicate with one another, healing vibrations will be transmitted, which will activate latent instructions inside your DNA and speed up the ascension of your joints. Your divine nature is acknowledged by this creature because they have accepted their own divine nature. Their approach is not one of competitiveness or pedestalization. Rather, it is one of the balanced respect that one would expect from an equal. You have established a gateway through which higher wisdom can enter this dimension through the connection that you have. You should be aware of the magnitude of what is approaching. In addition to serving the objective of achieving personal fulfillment, this union also helps to provide a model for conscious connection that will have repercussions across the collective consciousness. Your combined field produces healing vibrations that will have an effect on souls who you will never have the opportunity to meet in person. It is not even a single moment earlier or later than what is required for optimal alignment. The timing of this union has been carefully predicted by cosmic forces from the beginning. What seems to be a delay is actually a wonderful example of divine timing, which gave both sides the opportunity to finish the preparations that were essential. Please take note of this. The shadowy powers have taken notice of your light. The opposition that is caused by energy invested in your restriction is triggered by your ascension. This does not signify that you are being persecuted, but rather that your value in the divine plan is being confirmed. Those individuals who you have let go of carry animosity, which presents itself as interruption in energetic flow. When you retain your vibrational integrity, their attempts to disturb your blessings, whether they be by gossip, sabotage, or psychic attack, all of these things are destroyed against your fortified field. Additionally, the protection that surrounds you acts on levels that are not visible to the naked eye. In order to prevent bad projections from penetrating your aura, angelic powers interfere with them. An intentional involvement on the part of your spiritual team is represented by what appears to be a coincidence in terms of protection. It is directly proportional to your expansion that the attacks become more intense. For the purpose of strengthening your spiritual muscles, the universe makes it possible for you to precisely calibrate the resistance. The more times you try to sabotage anything, the more you are forced to strengthen your energetic boundaries, which speeds up your mastery. Your previous relationships are aware of your development and make an effort to reconnect with you not out of love, but rather out of a desire to satisfy their energetic hunger. If you've been touched by God's goodness, don't keep it to yourself. Click Super Thank You and sow a gift of $50 or more to help spread His light. Your giving becomes a ripple of grace, blessing hearts and building His kingdom. Let His overflow pour through you. Your vibration is now producing an abundance of light, which draws in both those who have advanced and those who have emptied themselves. Individuals who come to rejoice are distinguished from those who come to feed by the use of discernment. There is a possibility that lower creatures will briefly conceal their frequency in order to get access to your field. If you are experiencing discomfort that cannot be rationally explained, you should trust your gut. Your higher self is sensing vibrational incongruence that your conscious mind is unable to see currently, and the dissonance that you are experiencing is a representation of this. This piece of advice should be kept in mind. What other people project at you is a reflection of their inner landscape, not your reality. Their view is a warped reflection that is brought about by the scars, fears, and restrictions that they themselves have experienced. You can only give credence to their judgment if you acknowledge that it is accurate. The interference that poses the greatest threat does not originate from outside sources. Rather, it originates from the voice within that whispers doubts about your worthiness. The final residue of communal programming that is battling for existence within your consciousness is represented by this voice, which does not belong to you. Refuse to negotiate and simply reject it. Your protection is directly proportional to your concentrate. When you center your attention on prospective dangers, you unintentionally amplify the energies that are most likely to cause harm. It is impossible for outside forces to establish an energetic foothold while you continue to remain rooted in your sovereign authority. It is your frequency that serves as your weapon. There is no denying the fact that you are at the epicenter of a cosmic conflict. Rather than taking place in physical realms, the conflict takes place across dimensional levels, where light and shadow square off against one another for dominance over awareness itself. In the grand scheme of things, your waking is a strategic win for heavenly powers. The codes that are contained within your DNA, once completely awakened, will allow you to access skills that have been repressed for generations. The opposition you encounter is a result of your fear of what you will become after you have reached your full potential. The intensity of the attacks increases due to the fact that your potential poses a danger to established power systems, both visible and invisible. The strategic communications that are coming from your spiritual team are represented by the synchronicities that are occurring in your experience. In this spiritual chess match, the repeating numbers, the precise timing, and the coincidental meetings all come together to build a sophisticated guiding system that is designed to lead your movements. Your frequency is the primary objective of the emotional warfare that is being waged against you. This warfare is an attempt to decrease your vibration by bringing up prior traumatic experiences. Recognize that these are not random emotional swings, but rather attacks that employ planned tactics. Your ability to maintain emotional control is your most powerful protection. Having dreams in which you are being persecuted, falling, or being pursued are frequently symbolic of actual encounters that take place on astral levels while your conscious mind is resting. It's possible that the tiredness you experience upon waking up is a sign that you are being called upon to participate in spiritual battle conducted during the night. Different entities are interested in gaining access to the power that your life force generates. Instead of being a sign of physical exhaustion, the lethargy that might sometimes come over you without any apparent reason is frequently an indication of energetic siphoning. Regain control of your energy by setting conscious intentions and establishing energetic boundaries. Each fact that you incorporate into your life causes the matrix system, which was created to keep consciousness repressed, to lose its hold over your perspective. Moments of déjà vu, temporal leaps, and acceleration of manifestation are all examples of glitches that you observe in reality, and they are indicators of your expanding capacity to control the field itself. It is imperative that you comprehend the reality that you are not placed on this battlefield by chance. Your soul volunteered to participate in this mission, well aware of the potential dangers, fully comprehending the sacrifices that could be made, and fully appreciating the significance of your particular frequency in this cosmic fight. It is not actual weapons that are used in this conflict. Rather, it is frequency, purpose, and consciousness itself that serve as battlefield weaponry. These waves are generated by your thoughts, which interact with the field. Your feelings enhance these projections, and your beliefs create the parameters within which your power operates. You're not here by chance. Feel the pull, tap, join to unlock truth, purpose, and a tribe that gets it. This is more than a membership. It's your calling. We will emerge victorious in this fight, not by the destruction of things, but through the change of things. It is not by the use of darkness that you triumph over opposition. Rather, it is through the embodiment of such strong light that shadow is unable to sustain its shape in your presence. The very act of awakening itself functions as both a weapon and a shield. Presently, it is time to accept the enormity of the success that you have achieved. Despite the fact that the odds were stacked against you from the moment you were born. The system that was built for your limitations rather than your transcendence. Here you are, victorious, radiant, and sovereign. These challenges, which you have triumphed against, would have been fatal to weaker individuals. All of the undeveloped souls would have been consumed by the pain that you have transformed. Those who are dependent on the approval of others would have been broken by the years of seclusion that you have endured. Because of your tenacity, your divine origin is manifested. Be mindful of the miraculous occurrences that have occurred throughout your trip, such as the synchronistic timing, the unexpected aid, and the wisdom that has arrived at the perfect moment when it was required. All of these things are acts of divine intervention that have been precisely designed for your progress. Your true identity is shown by the elegance with which you have handled the impossibility of the situation. Ordinary people are unable to withstand the pressure that you have endured. Ordinary consciousness is unable to expand at the rate that you have maintained, both from other people and from yourself. It is no longer possible to conceal the extraordinary nature that you possess. When you embrace the divinity of your trip, including the parts that are painful, you activate codes of abundance that multiply your manifestations. The gratitude that you express for this journey accelerates the gifts that you get. Your testimonies will spark possibilities in the hearts of others who are still confined by limitations. The fact that you are alive is evidence that the matrix can be broken through. You are the embodiment of light, and it has the ability to permeate collective consciousness, so generating breaches in the walls of illusion that limit human potential. The knowledge that you have gained via direct experience is superior to the information that is found in ancient manuscripts. You have recalled truths that were encoded in your soul before you were born, and you have gained access to information not through external study, but through internal activation. Your body is a living library of the intelligence that exists throughout the cosmos. You should rejoice in the passing of your previous self, which represented a limited being that was confined by fear, fashioned by anticipation, and defined by the perceptions of others. It was necessary to make sacrifices in order to give birth to your genuine essence, but that identity served its role on your path to progress. Your growing awareness of your own divinity will hasten the process by which miracles begin to materialize in your experience. As the alignment of your consciousness with your creative potential becomes more precise, the amount of time that passes between the intention and the manifestation of that intention continues to decrease. What used to take years to manifest now takes only a few moments. It is not because you avoided adversity that your journey is a living testimonial to divine grace. Rather, it is because you enabled adversity to expose your immortal nature. You were supposed to be destroyed by the fire, but instead, it unveiled the gold that was concealed within your being. Recognize the reality that you were birthed to make a remarkable impact. The banal expectations that society has put upon you were designed to stifle the immensity of the purpose that you were brought here to fulfill. Your expanding awareness causes the conditioning that taught you to minimize your light to dissipate before your eyes. Your authority extends beyond the confines of the physical world into dimensions where you can immediately create reality through your thoughts. In these higher realms, you already exist in your fully developed form, and you are offering guidance to your expression on Earth. It is a sign that your higher self is communicating with you when you experience inspiration that appears out of nowhere. It is not the external conditions that bring about the beauty that is transforming your life. Rather, it is the activation of your heart center that causes it to spread outward. Quantum levels are responsible for this transformation, which involves rearranging the very atoms that make up your reality so that they are in harmony with your increased frequency. A cosmic significance that extends beyond your own personal development is represented by your resolve to give up darkness. Each individual soul that makes the decision to choose light causes a split in the collective shadow, which in turn enables illumination to enter cells of human awareness that were previously locked off. The total is impacted by the choices you make individually. The stories that tell of godlike entities living among humans are not a myth. Rather, they represent the possibility that you are about to step into. Masters and avatars are said to possess supernatural skills, which are a representation of the innate qualities that are inherent in fully activated human DNA. At this moment, these capabilities become active within the framework of your cells. Become aware of the part you play in the divine plan. The timing of your awakening was spot on, your location was strategic, and your awakening was calculated. The unique combination of talents and weaknesses that you possess serves reasons that go beyond your own personal development. It determines precisely which parts of the collective field you have the ability to impact. The ancient heritage that runs through your veins has passed down secret codes from generation to generation, thereby safeguarding sacred information until the moment comes when you will activate it. The intuitive understanding that you experience constitutes the awakening of genetic memory within your cells, which establishes a connection between you and ancient knowledge. There are powers that are beyond the comprehension of humans that were responsible for your appearance on Earth during this crucial period. Due to the fact that your particular frequency adds a critical component to the planetary awakening that is currently taking place, your soul picked this particular moment in history. It is not necessary to obtain public acknowledgement or external validation in order to achieve the legendary status that you have achieved. True sovereignty lives independently of witness. The power that you embody is active regardless of whether or not it is acknowledged. Your influence manifests itself at energetic levels that are beyond the realm of physical measurement. The time has come for you to fully embody the divine being that you were designed to be. No longer will you have to lessen your light in order to make room for darkness. No longer will you have to limit your power in order to make other people feel comfortable. And no longer will you have to deny your majesty in order to conform to human limitations. Take the first step toward a legendary existence. Sense the tightening that is occurring within the very fabric of reality. Since you have extended your consciousness, you are able to experience the acceleration of the timeline with heightened awareness, despite the fact that it is affecting all beings. What others consider to be a chaotic collapse, you recognize as a necessary recalibration and acknowledge as such. In the direction of alignment points that were predicted by ancient cultures, the cosmic clock goes forward. It was perfectly timed for you to be present at this crucial window of opportunity. It was especially for the sake of witnessing and taking part in this extraordinary convergence of cosmic cycles that your soul chose to put itself through incarnation. Although the awakening of the collective occurs in accordance with the divine timetable, the awakening of individual souls occurs at different rates. As a result of your early activation, you are in the position of a way shower, experiencing first what many others will encounter later, and navigating territory that will soon be filled by multitudes of awakened individuals. In your presence, time itself conducts itself in a different manner. Your dynamic interaction with dimensional barriers is reflected in the subjective sense of acceleration and deceleration that you have. You are able to access parallel realities that other people regard as either the past or the future when you are fully connected. This allows you to work partially outside of linear time. These downloads are received by your awareness during the theta and delta phases, which are times when the rational mind is unable to intercept and interpret these transmissions via the filter of limitation. The dreams that show you prospective futures act as navigational guides rather than set forecasts. Take into account the obligation that comes along with being aware of the timeline. You now have the power to influence probability streams with a greater degree of severity. The projections of the future that you concentrate on are amplified energetically. Having this power demands a disciplined attention, which means directing one's attention solely toward the results that are desired rather than the possibilities that are feared. Once your mind briefly slips between timeline streams, you are able to recognize different versions of the experience you are currently having. These moments are revealed by the déjà vu experiences that are occurring with increasing frequency. Memory errors are not the cause of the Mandela effects that you observe. Rather, they are the result of actual timeline modifications. These changes to what you clearly remember happen for no apparent reason. The fact that you are able to sense these changes is evidence that your consciousness continues to exist partially outside of the collective field, making it possible for you to maintain awareness even as reality is being adjusted. In order to accomplish your purpose, you will need to anchor certain timetable possibilities through dedicated intention.